Tata Olena from Ukraine. In this video, I want to talk about today. Do you hear me well, or there is a problem with internet? I see I'm kind of too slow. Hello, Steven. Hello, John. Hello, Charlene. Do you hear me well? Guys, do you hear me well? The way I talk, do you hear me okay? Thank you, guys. Good morning, good morning. So, what is the situation today? I'm talking to you this time from my home. We are at home. Today was one of the, the day. So, I want to tell you something very important. Yes. Today it was very quiet in Kyiv. This is probably the second day when we do not hear any explosions at all. Today, the whole day, we do not have any even air siren on. It's very quiet, cool weather, but sunny. So it feels safe even. We know for sure that Kyiv is absolutely under control of Ukrainian authorities. All Russian troops are kicked out of Kyiv region.
But in Mariupol.
And when they were kicked outside of Kyiv region and Ukrainian troops stepped in, they revealed the atrocities committed by Russians. Probably you already know the name of the town called Bucha. Bucha is a very small town, very green, very picturesque. It's like the suburb of Kyiv. When we drive to our summer cottage that we have, like a small house outside, we always pass Bucha. It's mainly covered, mainly consists of small private houses, which are very lovely, and mostly people with families lived over there. It's one of the picturesque and nice towns to live. So, yesterday there were hundreds of dead civilians revealed. And now this place, you probably know it already as Bucha massacre. This is what had happened over there. On my Facebook page, I posted the photographs of those atrocities. They're really awful. But me, I was watching all the details of these dead bodies just to remember this forever, and not to forgive, never ever to forget and not to forgive what they have done. So when Russians were before retreating, okay, they looted the houses. This was the first news that we... Yes, so they did something very bad over there, guys. They robbed the houses, okay. This is what we knew. They even, took lingerie, like women's underwear, children's toys and clothes, and TV sets, TV screens, money, of course, and everything they could find. Even like everything, carpets. They took it to Belarus later to sell it over there on improvised markets. They were sending it home with the post office. What they have done to people? They were killing men approximately between 18 and 60 years old. Those bodies of these men were found on the streets. They were lying on the streets with their hands tied behind their backs and with the clothes on their head. Why they put the clothes on the head? Because when the Russians were shooting them just into the heads, for parts of the brain and bones and body not to make them dirty. There were bodies of naked women that's on the street. They were poured with diesel, and they tried to burn them before leaving, but they failed because it was high humidity in the air. Most probably these women were raped before. We know that not only women were raped, violently, their vaginas were ripped apart, and later these women were hanged, killed. Even girls, teenagers, children, 13 years old, 12 years old, and we have reports that even 10 years old girls were raped by Russians, and their vaginas were ripped apart. So this day, we don't have Russians here anymore in Kyiv and in Kyiv region. And we were supposed to celebrate, but we do not feel even any relief. We feel pain. We are mourning, we are grieving, because what Russians have done in Bucha, Irpin, Gostomel, in these small towns over there, not only ruined the houses, not just killed people, but tortured people, raped girls and women. What they have done, this was act of genocide. And now I really understand that this is what they could do to me, to my children, if they come to Kyiv. But they were stopped in Bucha. So people over there became victims. I was talking to my sister today, and she said that she feels, she has the feeling of guilt. Now we have the feeling of guilt of survivors. But it's not the end, so we have many chances for victims in the future. But of course we do not want to be victims. We will fight, we will resist. Now we see what they have done in Bucha, right? You know the tragedy of Mariupol, the city in the south that is blockaded by Russians, but it's still under control of Ukrainians. But about 200,000 people, civilians, are still hiding in the basements in Mariupol. And Ukrainian army resists, not to give up. Now guys, imagine what will happen to those civilians who are hiding in the basement if Russians get the city. 200,000 people. What will happen to these men, women and girls? Now imagine what will happen to any other city of Ukraine, town of Ukraine, if it's taken by Russians. There will be more of Bucha places all over Ukraine. And if you think that I'm over-exaggerating, today the Russian informational agency, the official Russian information agency controlled by the government, they published an article which is called "What Russia Must Do with Ukraine." And this is a program of a genocide, basically. They say in this article that Ukraine, this territory, does not deserve even the name of Ukraine, doesn't have the right to be Ukraine. They say that not only the government needs to be denazificated, but all Ukrainians need to be denazificated, because looks like most of people are Nazi. So the Russian propaganda changed and revealed the real thing. They say that Ukrainians shouldn't be even called Ukrainians, that everybody who supported Ukrainians, all Ukrainians should be punished, basically. That we shouldn't have any Ukrainian language here, literature, there should be repressions, there should be censorship. It's written like this. Yeah, you can find this article. I'm sure your media will be talking about this document today and tomorrow. It's really like the program of the genocide. So this is what they aim to do in Ukraine. So it's clear. And if in the first days when I was giving interviews and I was saying, guys, they want to commit the genocide here, maybe some of you were like skeptical about this, like maybe Olena is too emotional and exaggerating. Guys, look at Bucha, read the article where they clearly say what Russia has to do with Ukraine, and you will understand. Moreover, in this article they say that Ukrainian Nazi is because it is pro-European, and that Europe is Nazi too, and America is sophisticated Nazi country too. Me and you, we understand who is Nazi in this situation, you know, but this is what they say. This is just, you know, propaganda, what they put into the heads, what kind of shit they put into the heads of their people. And unfortunately, the Russian people are just filled with this shit in their heads. And they really believe that by killing Ukrainians, they will save Russia. They say all Ukrainian is anti-Russian, that Ukraine by its character is anti-Russia and it's a threat for Russia. So it needs to be eliminated. This is what they have in their mind. This is what they want to do. So I hope that those people who were tortured in Bucha became victims. You know, they are looking at us right now from the skies. They are looking at me, they are looking at you.
Зараз вибухне вулкан, якщо це не зупинишся.
Angry.
В мене вулкан зараз вибухне. And volcanoes!
Ого, Тарас, ти що робиш?
Звідти сторони.
Не треба звідти стрибати, це, будь ласка, сильний губ.
Я ображу.
So as you can see, my children are very angry.
Я хочу образитись.
But I understand how much they are vulnerable.
Я хочу образитись взагалі і піти з планети Земля. І ходити підеш.
So what Ukrainians need right
На
now,
сонце.
these are three things.
На Венеру.
Weapon
Що
Weapon.
ти хочеш на Венеру?
and weapon.
Там гаряче. Сильно.
This evil will not,
Там
it's
життя
impossible to stop it with the words,
А буде.
with any
А там
arguments,
будинків немає.
nothing.
Я там буду.
It should be stopped by force.
Не буде. Мамі, сам мені щось м'яке.
Не можна стрибати звідти, Тарас.
Що? Ну все одно мені без стрибків.
And I'm afraid Ukraine, such a peaceful country, you know, needs to be more aggressive, just to protect itself.
Ні, навпаки. Має бути вся планета Земля була не агресивна. Тоді дай мені десь
Не
пострибати.
можна вдома стрибати, будемо стрибати на вулиці.
Ну
Taras
чого?
wants to jump. I wanted to say something so important and so meaningful.
Але там немає
Yes,
такого дивану. А це можна?
I hope you understand what I mean. Yes, the situation is really like
Такий
like bad. It's really fucking
без
bad.
колючок, без будь-яких, без мін, без скла.
And it's bad not only for Ukraine, it's bad for the whole planet. And if we tolerate what Putin is doing right now in Ukraine, what he has done in Bucha,
Щоб там був ляльковий
that will be, you know, support of this
максимально так.
evil. That will be, you know, we are all responsible now to stop Putin right now and to stop Russian people.
And to stop is
Because it was not Putin who was personally, who was raping children in Bucha, right? These were Russian soldiers doing. Yes, Russian propaganda put a lot of shit into their heads, but I mean, they were people who were doing very bad things, and they need to be punished for this.
Punish. Eaten by a crocodile. And cheetah. Crocodiles.
So, in the description of this video, I put the link to my Facebook page with the post that contains very horrific photographs of atrocities committed by Russians in the town of Bucha, just 20 kilometers away from where I am right now. What Putin has done should not be tolerated. What these Russians have done should not be tolerated. They should be stopped, they should be prosecuted, and they should be punished.
Ви що, хочете, щоб не було Ютуба такого? З України, чи що? Я злочинець! Я можу розвернутися.
So thank you very much for your attention.
Please,
I hope to see you soon again.
Please, stop Putin. He needs to be stopped.
Ти скажи це на камеру.
Putin is a piece of shit.
Try to add something very meaningful.
Please stop Putin. Putin is a piece of shit. Not piece.
A big piece.
A big shit. Короче, я залучилась.
Okay. Darina wants to say hello to you and goodbye too.
Калеле, агу.
Yes, I hope my children will be strong. I hope for this too. Well, we will win. Yes, we are strong.
We will win. We are strong. Putin is needs killed.
I love you too, guys. I love you too. We are together. We are strong. And Putin is a piece of shit. And he will be prosecuted. He will be punished. I'm sending you love to Слава Україні. Героям слава. Thank you.
Героям слава.
Дякую.
А Путіну смерть.
Thank you. Thank you.